one of the most difficult circuits on the racing calendar. Welcome to Monaco for today's Formula One qualifying. The competition is certainly heating up as we head into today's qualifying. Some impressive times showing up during the previous practice sessions. Anthony Davidson, do you think we can expect a similar level of skill to be showcased during today's qualifier?
Well, I certainly hope so. The competition here is extremely tight, and I think we might see some very close times today. Remember, practice isn't just about fastest lap times, though. It's about optimization, it's about ratifying your decisions. No one's going to be sweating small mistakes here and there, but in qualifying, that all changes. You need to nail that perfect lap or face the consequences. And believe me, that's a lot of pressure.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Impact7, and today I'm going to play in F1 2019. This is my Make Mac Verstappen Drivers World Champion Series, Episode 6. We're at the Monaco Grand Prix. I'd like to thank everyone who's watching right now, really do appreciate it. Please don't forget to hit that like button, share, comment and subscribe. Really would push on road to 600 subscribers. If you want to keep up to date with my latest information, please follow me on Twitter, Facebook and Discord. Links all as usual are in the description box down below. Okay, qualifying one. We're about to go out. As usual, the car setup that I'll be using for this video is in the description box down below. If any of you want to use it, feel free.
Okay, let's update the setup.
Alright. The Charles Leclerc's already out, and I believe a Mercedes is out. Alright, let's go. Come around the final couple corners now. Hasn't been a very good lap for me, to be honest. One minute 13.7. I think I can definitely improve. Get out of the way of someone else again. Okay, this is my second final lap in qualifying one. I've just come out of the pits. Could go for it again. Thought I was going to hit the wall there. Very close to the first sector time. So far so good, no major issues. Slight tap of the wall there. Shouldn't affect the car too much.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
Touch the wall again. Fastest in the second sector though. So far so good. Final sector coming up. What's my time going to be? Got my first pole position in the last race. I'm looking for my first win of the season right here. Let's see what we can do. Oh, so close. I think I can be more aggressive in a couple of corners, so I think I can get pole position here. Gonna advance time now. Okay, so that's qualifying one done. The first 5 cars that eliminated in qualifying one are Alexander Albon, Antonio Giovinazzi, Robert Kubica, Lance Stroll and George Russell. Final lap of qualifying 2 has just begun. Unfortunately I had to pass a car which is just behind me, as you can see. It was the Renault of Hulkenberg, so it did compromise my lap a little bit. Not too bad so far. For those of you who don't know the rule or don't follow F1, the tyres you do your fastest lap in qualifying 2, the tyres you start the race with, if you get into qualifying 3. Oh, I hit the wall. Oh, that was bad. Still fastest in the second sector though, but
Mind that front wing. It'll need replacing if it takes too much damage.
that's the danger driving around Monaco. The simplest of errors, and you could lose something. Around the final corner, 1 minute 11.9. Even with the damage, I think that has just secured me a spot in qualifying 3. Front wing damage being repaired, that's fine.
We've had to spend time repairing the damage to the car. So far, our fastest lap is a 1:11.9.
That's fine, skip that. Didn't go out again in qualifying 2 after my lap. Able to finish first place, so it's possible, fingers crossed, that I get both pole and the win, but I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. Less than a tenth quicker than Charles Leclerc. The next 5 cars in qualifying 2 now are Kimi Raikkonen, Daniel Kvyat, Carlos Sainz, Romain Grosjean, and Nico Hülkenberg. Here we go to qualifying 3. Alright, no cars out on track right now. Gonna do flying lap instead of driving out. Hopefully there's no cars coming out of the pits. That's the last thing I need. Here we go. Got the whole track to myself. Charles Leclerc currently in pole position. This is his home race. Hopefully that can spoil his homecoming. Fastest in the first sector by 1/10 of a second. That's what I like to see. So far so good, haven't made any silly mistakes so far. Correct that, just made a silly mistake. Second sector fastest by 4 attempts. Red Bull starting to come into its own right now. Straight run to line. Can I get into the 1 minute 11s? Yes, I can. 1 minute 11.4. Let's see if anyone can beat that. Really happy with that time. Not going to go out again.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves of our top 3. Verstappen, Leclerc and Pierre Gasly. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
2 times in a row now I've got pole position. First in Spain, now second in Monaco. But let's see, unlike in the Spanish Grand Prix, in the last video, let's see if I can actually convert the pole into a victory. Here we go with the race.
We're here to kick off today's race at the infamous Circuit de Monaco. Drivers will need to be on their top form if they want to take home the win today. The prestigious Circuit de Monaco then. It's not all that dissimilar today to the layout that made its debut almost a century ago. It's 2 miles and 19 corners through the streets of Monte Carlo, and although the average lap speed of around 93 miles per hour is the lowest of the season, the tiny margins for error make it the natural habitat of the safety car. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, We have Gasly, Bottas, Sebastian Vettel and Hamilton, Norris, Ricciardo, Magnussen and Sergio Perez, Raikkonen, Kvyat, Carlos Sainz and Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Albon, Antonio Giovinazzi and Robert Kubica, Stroll and George Russell ends our grid lineup. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
Okay, it's a short run to Saint-Devote, and you know what Monaco's like, so try to defend this lead.
Here we are on the grid. 39 laps, 50% race. Difficulty is 100 legend. So we're going from the soft for 11 laps to the mediums for 28 laps. It says 42 laps of fuel here, which I don't want on board. 40 laps, that's fine. That's one extra lap of fuel. Okay, here we go. 2 laps, 3 laps, 4 laps, 5 laps. We are racing! Not too bad. Charles Leclerc's on my outside though, but I've got the line for the inside, so I'm just going to be nice and easy on him. Force him to wait for me to make the corner. May have just helped my teammate get second place there. It's good for me. Being very dirty with Charles Leclerc, to be honest, but hey. I just helped out my teammate there. A very good team player. Kept my first place, which was key. Now I may not talk very often in this race because I'll be really trying to concentrate, so I do apologize.
That's a strong start. Well done.
Good opening lap so far. Just missed the wall on the outside there. Bit slow going through that hairpin. Looks like me and my teammates pulling away from the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc right now. Into lap 2. New fastest lap of the race.
Fastest lap of the race. Keep this up.
Coming up to lap 6 now. I've been able to save a bit of fuel and ERS. I'm 3.6 seconds clear of my teammate. And then I am just waiting for Leclerc to cross the line. 7.1 seconds clear of Leclerc. I'm thinking maybe he has an issue. Maybe it was what I did to him at the first corner, or maybe it's while my teammate was passing him, he got maybe some front wing damage. So far, me and my teammate have pulled away nicely from the rest of the pack. Things are looking good so far. Pit stop information.
Okay, you only have to stop once now. One stop left.
I would have liked more information than that, to be honest. The thing about it is if you've got a slow car in front of you, it's virtually impossible to try and pass even though they're slower than you. As you can see right now with Leclerc, he's got a big queue behind him. But because the way this track is laid out, it's very difficult to overtake. I have no doubt if this was the Spanish Grand Prix, the last video, the last race, I have no doubt Leclerc would have been passed by quite a few cars already. .8 seconds clear my teammate, almost 4 seconds. Almost 10 seconds clear of Leclerc. Encouraging to see. As usual, this is a 50% race, so I restrict myself to only 2 flashbacks. So far I haven't needed them, but you never know what might happen. So far, Red Bull 1-2. This will be very good for us, closing the gap on Ferrari. And if Leclerc can stay where he is, it will mean that I can take quite a big chunk out of the Drivers' Championship lead-up. Still got a long way to go if I want to catch him, but it will still help. I think I pit on lap 10 if I'm not mistaken. The crown jewel of F1, the Monaco Grand Prix.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
This is
We're
one of the
leading our teammate by 4.1 seconds.
This is one of the very few races where I expected to win this race, to be honest. Or what I should say is that I should win this race. No excuses. If I do indeed want to make Max Verstappen the Drivers' World Champion, these type of races I need to win. Hungary, I think, is another one I can possibly challenge for the win. Singapore as well, maybe another one. Maybe Mexico, considering how great the Red Bulls have been in the past couple years in real life at Mexico.
Okay, I'm keeping an eye on our tyre condition here, and I don't think we can rely on them much longer.
Okay. Full race update.
You are in first position, front of the pack. Pierre is behind you. The gap behind us is 4.2 seconds. They're on old softs.
I don't really want to pit right now. I want to open up a bit more of a gap, because if I'm in that long train, it's just going to force me to be in that queue for too long here. So lap 11 I'm supposed to be pitting. To that angle all wrong there. I'll keep an eye on the bottom where it says pit now, rejoin position. Got to keep an eye on that. I am starting to feel the wear on these tyres a bit more, to be honest. Now it's gone to 10th place. .63% for the front left. Bring down my
Push now. We're boxing this lap.
fuel use right now. Just save a bit of fuel. We're on lap 11 right now. Let's have a quick look at the standings when it comes to where everyone is. Okay, let's have a look. So right now, yeah, I'm in first place. My teammate's in second place, Pierre Gasly. Third place is Charles Leclerc. Fourth is Valtteri Bottas, the Drivers' Championship leader. Then Sebastian Vettel, Lewis Hamilton, Daniel Ricciardo, Lando Norris, Kevin Magnussen, and Kimi Raikkonen rounding out the top 10. 11th place is Sergio Perez. 12th is Romain Grosjean. 13th is Daniel Kvyat. 14th is Carlos Sainz. 15th is Alexander Albon. 16th is Nico Hulkenberg. 17th is Antonio Giovinazzi. 18th is Art Stroll. 19th is Robert Kubica. And 20th is George Russell. All right, let's carry on. 8th place now, it says I'll come out on.
Okay, remember to pit this lap.
No, thank you. Not too interested in pit right now. Oh, brake a bit. I am starting to struggle on these tyres. I wonder if I pit this lap now, lap 12, I wonder if my teammate is going to double stack behind me. I wonder. Might be the case. %. Yeah, I think it's now time to pit. 13 seconds clear. Yeah, really starting to struggle. Saved up a nice amount of fuel here.
Right, come in at the end of this lap.
7th place it says I'm going to come out. 8th again.
Remember, box this lap. Keep an eye on your distance to the speed limit line as you approach, and make sure you don't speed.
Roger that. There we go, into the pits we go. My teammate pitting as well? Yes, he is.
Pierre is in for his stop. Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Exit, exit now.
Bit slow on my pit stop. Quite a few cars diving into the pits. Good for
Up
me.
to speed now. Let's get some heat into those tyres.
Oh, am I going to get ahead of Bottas? No, I'm not, but I'm fine with that. I'll stay right behind him in Leclerc. I'm fine with that. Can I get Bottas down the inside? Got to try it. Oh, what a move. What a move. That deserves a replay. I have so much more grip than him. He did try to go a bit defensive, but look at that. Beautiful. No, didn't touch him either. Nowhere near touching him. Didn't hit Leclerc either. Beautiful move. Very happy with that. Now I wonder if I can get Leclerc going into the chicane that's about to come up here. Leclerc pulling away nicely. I mean, rich and still I'm losing ground on Leclerc. really slow, Leclerc. Particularly in the corners. Bad move. Bad move. I was really silly there. First flashback. Yeah, there was no real reason for me to do that, to be honest. Should just been patient. It's probably stopping soon as well. Please get out of the way. Thank you, Leclerc. So too is Bottas pitting as well. Raikkonen is in second place. Romain Grosjean in third. Both of them haven't pitted yet. Don't think I need to put it any higher than low fuel mix and lean.
The gap to the car behind is 2.9 seconds.
As I was saying, I don't think I need to put it in anything other than lean fuel mix and low ERS right now. Thanks to my rather sneaky move on my teammate, I got a lot of space. Got a nice gap to him. That 14 of 39.
Gap to teammate behind is 8.3 seconds.
Okay, almost 10 seconds clear of my teammate, which is nice. Just looking after my tyres right now, not pushing too hard. Could have possibly gone onto the hard tyres, but I wanted the grip that the mediums gave me. "24 laps left. And these are supposed to go to the end of the race. I'd like to thank everyone who's watching right now, really do appreciate it. If you're enjoying the stream so far, if you're enjoying the videos so far, my mistake, please don't forget to hit that like button, share, comment and subscribe. We do appreciate my road to 600 subscribers. Okay, maybe let's up the pace a bit here. Close to the fastest first sector time. Ran a bit too deep into the hairpin. Fastest second sector time, that's what I like to see. Kind of set the new fastest lap of the race. Around the final corner. Rich and high as well. Let's see what I can do. Fastest lap of the race.
Great work. That's a new fastest lap for the race.
1:13.4. Teammate.
We're leading our teammate by 14.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. They're in 7th. The time last lap was a 1:17.5.
1:17. Wow. That he's too happy about what's happened to him. And I may have had something to do with that. 11 seconds clear.
Raikkonen is behind you. Our gap behind is 11.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 16 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. The time last lap was a 1:16.8.
1:16.8, so that was what? 3.3 seconds clear. My fastest lap compared to Kimi's. Very happy with that. Things are going well for me. This is lap 20 now. I'm 18.5 seconds clear of second place man Kimi Raikkonen, who hasn't pitted yet. He's on the mediums, same too as third place man Romain Grosjean, who also hasn't pitted yet. My teammate is currently behind those two, as I mentioned, plus a couple of others who started on the mediums, which is why I'm able to create such a big gap to him. Plus I also was a bit cheeky during the pit stops. I pitted the exact same time as him, which meant we had to double stack, which wasted a bit of time for him. And every lap, even though I'm in low ERS and standard fuel mix, I'm still opening up a nice sizable gap to Raikkonen, to the point where sooner or later I'm going to have enough of a gap to pit later on in the race if I want to. Maybe put on the soft tyres. I think Raikkonen's just dived into the pit, so too is Grosjean. All that's left in front of my teammate Gasly is Albon, who I think has been behind for quite a while.
We're leading our teammate by 28.3 seconds.
And to make matters worse, he's now got a Mercedes right behind him, my teammate. Not good for him. 29 seconds clear of Albon. Almost 30 seconds clear of my teammate. Might be able to lap someone for the first time in this series. Things are going very well for me. Let's see if I can set a fastest lap of the race.
Seems a-okay to us on the wall here. Let us know if you feel them going off too much.
Okay. Gasly gonna pit. Oh, so close to the first sector time. Might be held up here by George Russell. Yes, he did. Albon pitted, which releases my teammate. The roar of the crowd before I enter the tunnel. Russell, what are you doing, man? Blue flags are being waved and you're still in front of me.
We pretty much burned off our excess fuel. We'll be back on target soon. Don't wait too long to turn the engine down.
The angle he forced me into there, Russell, made my going through that chicane a bit more trickier than it should have been. Now there's a big train formed behind the racing point. I had to think once again about that. Kubica, get out of the way, get out of the way, get. I had to cruise by him to make sure he didn't do anything silly. I'm surprised I didn't hit the wall there. Came very close to it. Half a second down. To be expected, really. .4 seconds clear. Oh, Gasly and... Let's pause that. Gasly and Lewis Hamilton are fighting. Let's follow Lewis. And there's a Ferrari right behind him too. I think that's Vettel. Just a three-way fight. DRS activated. As you've all... Oh, he's around the outside. How on earth? How... Wow. Oh, he passed him. Very surprised there. Granted. Oh... Just as I do that, look what happens. That's my final flashback. Quite silly, to be honest. But Okay. As you've seen, Mercedes and Ferrari in terms of straight line is way better than the Red Bull. Teammate might lose his position now to Vettel. I wonder where Bottas went. I wonder where he went to. Because he's the Driver Championship leader, and I think he's stuck behind Perez. Unfortunately for him. Let's have a quick look at this train here. This time I made sure to actually find a place where I'm not going to be too affected or blindsided. Let's have a look here. So we've got a Force India, we've got Mercedes, we've got a Renault, we've got a Haas, we've got a McLaren, we've got a Force India, and we've got a Ferrari at the end of that. A very long train. Just taking things nice and easy. Was getting low on fuel, so we just about to put everything on the lowest setting possible right now. Teammate just whizzed by me, going over the hill. .7 seconds. My teammate's behind Hamilton now. Lap 25.39. Increase the gap to 35 seconds now between me and Hamilton. Lap 29 now. George Russell's just retired from the race. So far so good for me. George Russell's just retired from the race, but thankfully doesn't appear to be any virtual safety car, or even worse for me, safety car. Just under 35 seconds the gap between me and Lewis Hamilton. I am considering pitting again, just to make sure I don't catch up to this long train of cars I'm about to catch up to once I get past the Force India ahead of me and what appears to be a I was just about to say Sauber, a Alfa Romeo.
Teammate by 39.4 seconds.
I'm considering pitting and putting on. Do I have an extra set of the softs? I should do.
Caution, caution.
Yeah, the flag is out.
Okay, clear.
Ooh, that was so close. Yes, I do. I do have another set of softs. Good. I'm at 14.5. Let's see what Lewis did once he gets round. .35 seconds. Gap between me and Lewis. He just went through into the third sector now, while I'm in the second. .2 now, increasing the gap to Lewis Hamilton. 6.1 the gap between Oh, hit the wall there. Between my teammate and Lewis. Eight laps left to go. I think I'm doing well with the managing the fuel and the ERS, which I'm going to turn down right now. .5 seconds clear now. That long queue is just crossing the finishing line now. So I'm definitely considering actually going into the pits at some point. 7 laps to go. Next race is in Canada, a track I normally do well at. Hoping for a podium finish at least. What would be really nice is if Bottas retired from either this race or the next race, just so I can get a bit more of a cut into his lead. I think he's like 51 points clear at the top of the Driver Championship table right now. Check that at the end of the race. Actually, I keep on saying it's Bottas. I think it's Hamilton, actually. I will check anyway. I'll check after the race just to be sure, because I'm thinking I might be getting the Drivers' Championship confused with the one in my actual career mode. Oh, hit the wall. Oh, that's bad.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
I think pitting might be a good idea now.
You're losing a small amount of time to the car behind. Keep pushing.
Yep. This then I won't have to waste time passing these two. So yeah, let's box.
Okay, we can take you this lap.
Yes, please. Got more than enough of a gap to come out ahead of Lewis, so might as well take it. Won't waste time trying to pass these two. Into the pits we come. New front wing as well.
Go now.
Thank you. Brand new set of softs.
Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound.
Roger that. Can my teammate keep the Ferrari behind him? He's starting to pull out a bit of a gap to the Ferrari, which is nice. Brand new set of softs. Lap 37 of 39. Just 2 more laps left to go. Ran a bit wide there. Trying to set new fastest lap of the race right now. personal best and fastest second sector time by I think 0.3 of a second. Let's see how the second sector goes. Fastest in the second sector now too. Half a second up. Absolutely flying. Around the final corner. And my time is 1 minute 12.6.
Good job. That was the fastest lap of the race so far.
Let's bring everything down again. One more lap left to go. .21 seconds clear of Lewis Hamilton. I wonder...
Gap to teammate behind is 29.9 seconds.
I wonder what Lewis's last time was.
Hamilton is behind you. The gap behind us is 21.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 25 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 16.2.
1 minute 16.2. And I did a 1 minute 12.6. Absolutely destroyed him. Come up to the final lap of the race.
This is your final lap of the race.
Roger that. Being in this view really does give me an extra amount of respect for F1 drivers do. I mean, look at this. When you're turning, your hand gets in the way of where you're turning as well. Look, your hand goes into your field of vision. Come around the last few corners. Second to last corner now. Coming through the final corner to win the Monaco Grand Prix, my very first win of this series. Let's go.
Yes, you've done it. Well done.
So as they climb out of the car, the Red Bull team are ready and waiting to celebrate a thoroughly well-deserved win. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently. It's clear to see that they've put in the work and they should be proud of the victory they secured here. So let's review the updated driver's standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
It's got to be Lewis Hamilton. I mean, he pulled off some impressive feats out on the track today, even by his standards.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
So in the driver's standings, I moved up to 4th place. Leclerc moved down to 5th. Only 9 points behind Sebastian Vettel. And then a further 13 points behind Valtteri Bottas. And then constructors, we've been able to close the gap to Ferrari in 2nd place to now 16 points. So things are looking good for us. That's the end of this video. I'd like to thank everyone who's watched. Really do appreciate it. If you want to keep up to date with my latest information, please follow me on Twitter, Facebook and Discord. Links will be as usual are in the description box down below. Aside from that, please don't forget to hit that like button, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you all have a great day and I'll see you on my next video, which is the Canadian Grand Prix. Laters.